as you already see, it's Friday night. Friday Night Madness. As I am your host, Six Man K Styles. To my stage left, not you. Stage left. Mad Mike Sports. The suicidal, genocidal, homicidal. And down at the bottom, you already know him as the one of the OGs. OG. Big Sam. You're into the world of the Unholy Alliance. And we're doing a prep game talk 2 days away. 2. So, Mike, we got 3 special words for the people.
Y'all ain't ready to. It's that radio roll call.
And today's roll call, we got YMOF Jamal, we got Cartier Walker, William Amy, Joseph Thornton, Xavier Littman, NVGs, Wallace Smith, Terry Martin, D. Sloan, we got Tev in the building, Bubba Gump, Bobby Boy.
Bubba Gump, man, my dog.
Exactly. We got the professor in the building. we got the professor in the building. We got ATL Leo, man of the people, D. Coleman, Saint 16, DCW, Silas Draven, B. Tuckin, Mossberg Mike, Pat Norris, Keyshawn Vlad, we got Javen in the building, Eddie Offer, James Obleton, Reggie C2K, Eric Mack, we got Blackberry in the building. Good Lord. We got about a couple. Okay, I can give you a couple more because I'm about to say we keep going down the list, man. We what you see? Hey man, we deep in it tonight.
I just want to shout out a couple of folks. I want to shout out the Wolf, and I know I won't say it correctly. You Sasuke Ayuente. I know it's a Japanese name. I want to shout them guys out. You know what I'm saying? They give me plenty of love on, you know what I'm saying, on my line, you know what I'm saying, on my channel. You know what I mean? Bubba Gump, you crazy motherfucker, you asshole. You asshole. You asshole by committee, motherfucker. You fit right in.
Hey man, you know how we do over here, man. We are not for everybody. So hey, let's go ahead and get this thing. Let's go ahead and get this thing cracking tonight, man. So we definitely appreciate everybody tuning in. Hey man, Mike, Sam.
Yes,
how y'all
sir.
feeling, man? How y'all feeling right now, man? 2 days.
I want to debunk. I'm feeling debunkish.
Well, is it about to be a food fight in here?
Oh, hell no. No. You motherfuckers come in here. No. We ain't giving you a chance. No.
What's that? No.
We ain't gonna help but to slit your throat, but to no. Cause that man right there, To the no. It's not feeling quite right today. To the no.
Sam about to sing the whole
Yeah,
damn song. What the hell?
You damn right. To the no, motherfucking no. We done had enough of y'all ignorant motherfuckers. To the no.
I'm about to mute his ass already. Right,
Goddamn, man, we ain't even
minutes
started
on
yet.
the show.
We ain't even started yet, man.
Oh.
What you got, Mike?
I was just tuning it up. I mean, but you want us to get right to the point. Now, Mike, you want to do it, or you want me to set stage for you?
No.
I mean, because I can go and get grease off the rib now. You know, I don't mind.
No, Sam. We're not doing it.
Okay.
Let's set it up. We're gonna be nice today.
I'm about to say,
Okay.
let's set, we got to set the grease up.
Because you're right. You know what? You're right. Because you did say we're gonna be more intellectual, and we're gonna teach these folks. Mm-hmm. We're gonna teach them. We're gonna teach them.
Okay.
We're gonna teach them.
Get to it.
All right.
Y'all getting Sam like this every day.
Like that shit, smart that shit, smoke that shit. That's the motto for Friday nights.
We're coming on. We rivalry week. I mean, you know, how else am I supposed to fit? We got ignorant folks out here. Ignorant. I mean, you know.
Sam, can we set up the show? Let's set the damn show up. You want to be the star?
Okay. I'll be good.
He trying to take the mic. He trying to pull a David Ruffin. Good God.
We need to call it.
I was not. I really was not.
OG Sam.
Yes, sir.
And the rest of them niggas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You get this from Sam every day. All right. I just want y'all to know.
Yeah. Just know this is us all the time, man. So Sam, go. Not Sam, but Mike, go ahead. What was you about to say? You got something you want
I don't even know what the hell I was about to say.
Yes, the hell you do, because you've been on all day. You've been on it all day.
There were, and I didn't get a chance to drop the video today, but I want to. I showed the guy to it, but so I apologize. But if you did not see the State of the Saints podcast host, TJ, and his crew from the Saints fan base, those guys had a lot to say in regards to their own team. Well, what they said, was a little bit of truth. Well, let's just say 50%. I'll say 40% truth, but a lot of it is 50, 60% truth. And this is where we are here to debunk their team. We do our homework, we do our research, and what I've come up with in particular, as far as their own head coach, he stated on the show that he's not worried about Sean Payton not being there. Well, this is one of the reasons why I say that he should be afraid and very afraid because of this. This is one of them. Let me see if I got the right one. All right. So he stated that in 2012, all right, he stated in 2012 that your boy was the one, Pete Carmichael, running the entire, he was calling the play calls, he was putting the game plan together, he was the head coach. But if you go back and actually do your homework, Joe Vitt, Mike Lombardi, as well as Pete Carmichael, had vital roles into that offense. But let me go to the one. This is the one I really want to talk about. This the one. All right, so this is the one. This is the one I wanted to highlight. All right, I'm not going to read everything. I'm kind of paraphrase, but though no one is going to credit Carmichael for being the architect of the Saints offense, that he won't credit him. All right, I want to read this again. Though no one is going to credit Carmichael for being the architect of the Saints offense. In some ways, the unit played better post-Peyton play call in 2011. He almost certain to continue that. But the one that I really want to highlight as far as this team is concerned is that you have Carmichael. He's not one of those guys that did not. He is not the architect of this team. So you have another one here is that, and that's, here we go. You got Joe Vitt and not Joe Vitt, but the quarterback coach is Joe Lombardi. He was the one that was putting the game plan together as far as the install.
Yep.
He was going through it with the game plan with Drew Brees, and he was putting together the game plan. So if this was the case, that this team was built by Pete Carmichael, why isn't he been hired or considered for a head coaching job elsewhere? If he really built this team, why has he been considered in the last he's been here since 2009? Why hasn't he gotten chosen for a head coaching job? So there's a lot of inconsistencies as far as that team is concerned. You got a head coach and Pete Carmichael, who is not responsible for building the team, even right now, as far as the system, the scheme. All this was this was put together by Sean Payton. So the question I have for you guys is, if that's the case, is this team really as good or as solid as a lot of people think? Because Carmichael was responsible for the personnel, for bringing in players, essentially what Terry Fontenot is for this team, the current team of this Atlanta Falcons team. This is what Carmichael was and is for the Saints. Drew Brees, Sean Payton, and Joe Lombardi were dang near identical, or they was solely responsible for putting the game plan and the scheme together. So what is Carmichael? What is Carmichael for this team?
A damn translator. I'm trying to get a flow to Sam or LT to kick this off before I go ahead and do it. Because, honestly, what it just shows to me is Drew Brees was Drew Brees was partially the offensive coordinator over there in New Orleans. And by what you said as far as kind of downplaying, I'm gonna say trying to boost up Carmichael while at the same time downplaying Drew Brees and Sean Payton. Like I said, from what TJ said, you've fallen right into exactly where we want those Saints fans to be at. Look past everything. Think you the best team.
You've blown 3 leads in 27 seconds. I'll wait.
Because
let me get this out because a lot of people tend to think that what's gonna happen Sunday is gonna be the same typical team. People think that including the Saints, they have the same mindset, which is perfectly fine to me. I actually like the fact that you think that we're not worth a damn. It is really it works in our favor, and I say that because for the simple fact, seeing an interview with Cam Jordan, he make his jokey jokes. You got on national television, you called us the Falcons. You talked about, your undying love, about how you was able to sack Matt Ryan so many times when he was a Falcon, and you talking about, they traded him away, and that was like a best friend, even though the friendship was one sided. Then you proceed to call the Falcons nameless faces and whatnot, and I'm over it. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. The comment that really made me really chuckle more than anything was the nameless faces, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because that same comment was used when it was time to play the Browns in the playoffs with Pittsburgh. They were nameless gray faces, and they were the same old Browns. Same way how Cam Jordan company thinking that we're nameless faces, we're the same old Falcons. But what happened in that playoff game when they played against those same old Browns? Before they knew it, the score was 28-0 in the first quarter. And they looking like what the hell happened. So for me, and I'm not gonna say it's gonna be 28-0 in the first quarter, but the fact that you come out your mouth and say nameless faces like we don't matter, oh believe me, we matter. But let me tell you something, we is nowhere near the regime that we was before. Like I see the difference in play. I watched this team. Don't get me wrong, I've been a fan my whole life, but when you really started indulging into the team, I'm gonna say I really started like really doing my homework and really indulging in football and learning the game like I should, probably around 2012. And thanks to these guys here with their mindset and whatnot, and us coming together, we was able to, it helps further my education of the game. But for me to sit here and say that I watched preseason games where like everybody just seemed like they were going through the motions, you really didn't see much from your backups. You saw no fight. You saw nothing. They were just like, I got an opportunity. If I make the team, cool. If I don't, oh well. I go sell some insurance, sell some cars, do whatever. But this preseason, I saw guys that was fighting to get a job. I've seen better play. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen better play than some of our backups and undrafted free agents than I ever seen, and that include people like Paul Ward becoming our starting linebacker back in 2013. Like when you got a person like Etheridge, unfortunately, he had to be released due to him having season-ending injury. But Etheridge had a damn good preseason. Ebiketie, he showed what he could do during the preseason. You had I can't. I hope I might get this band name wrong. Kwiatkowski. He showed some grit. Landman can show some grit. D Alpha impressed the hell out of all of us.
Mm-hmm.
You had guys like Tangelo showing something. Tyler Algier, a rookie coming in showing you something. Ritter, a rookie showing you something. Like you saw where the mentality was, and like I said before on previous shows, I witnessed it firsthand. I was at training camp. I seen how tough those coaches are on players. I seen them do how they in their ear fussing and raising hell. Them running back and forth across the field. When you seen them videos that surface across social media about them fighting at practice, that's legit. But we ain't never had that. We haven't had nobody really break out in a fight in years. And that's what I tell people all the time. When you want to talk football, anybody that has played this sport know that at practice, because you know you can't beat on nobody until the season starts. So you got to beat on somebody. So you got a whole all season of trash talking amongst your peers and whatnot. Offense gonna do this, defense gonna do that, whatever. And then when it comes time for practice, you know, shoot, all hell breaks loose. And that's what you want. That moniker about they had in that BS about brotherhood, that was bullshit. Because real brothers fight. You ain't hear nobody fighting. Everybody was that happy-go-lucky.
Mm-hmm. And I think after that Devontae Freeman, Aaron Donald fiasco, I think that was the official death of the brotherhood. For those that don't remember,
and that's good. Cause I'm glad. I mean, of course, as a Falcons fan, I want us to win because we were, a couple years removed from a Super Bowl berth. But at the end of the day,
because
I don't care what. No.
You saw who hard pumped Kool-Aid on that shit.
At the end of the day, when it boiled down to it, these guys can't. These guys has changed their mindset. I can see it even in our veterans. I remember seeing Grady on the sideline. A lot of times, Grady used to be chilling. Couple smiles, you'll catch him smile on the sideline every now and then. Every which way you turn, I ain't seen Grady crack a smile yet. Interviews, he don't smile. Even in the promos that they done thrown on their YouTube page, he ain't smiling. Debo not smiling. It's a totally different mindset, bro. It's a totally different mindset. People, these folks are coming to lay waste to this league. I'm pretty sure when they be in them practice rooms and them meetings, they just take bulletin board material and throwing it up there. 2-15, worst team in the league, worst loss in the league. We 31st ranked amongst our NFL peers, behind teams that we beat.
Right.
Behind teams that we beat.
Behind teams that drafted ahead of us.
And you telling me that these folks ain't, like I said, man, these folks gonna come out Sunday, and I just know they is. Cause I've seen it all preseason.
Mm-hmm.
When they played against the Lions, they came out raising hell. When they played against the Jets, they came out raising hell. When they came out against the Jaguars, they came out raising hell. And for the first, and like I said, and consistently, and even though quote unquote the backups gave the game away, whatever the case may be, but for 4 quarters, I seen fight all 4 quarters. That's what we've been missing for years. Oh, we'll play good the first 3.5 or the first 3 quarters or the first 3 quarters. But in that 4th quarter, the wheels come off. Them bulls out there fighting all 4 quarters. Starters and backups. Drafted players and undrafted free agents. They was fighting. That's a mentality. Even seeing our own fan base disrespect our coaches, saying that the fake tough guy mentality that Arthur Smith is, that's not fake tough. Because he's like us. I'm tired of the media always painting a narrative. You want to focus on one thing, and we got so much other shit we need to be worried about. You want to talk about next year. We ain't play the first game of this year. What you worry about next year for?
Right.
You want to talk about how many snaps Ritter going to take in order for you to get a good evaluation? What evaluation? We ain't even evaluated Mariota yet. He ain't even play a damn down.
We did evaluate Mariota. Hell, we named him the starting fucking quarterback.
But I mean, hold on now, because that's with that being said, that probably came off of him already knowing Arthur Smith's system due to the fact that he already played in it and he got some years in his league. Mm-hmm. But with that being, but the point I'm making is nobody played a fucking snap.
Mm-mm. Nope.
And we throwing games away. Oh my God, the Rams got their ass beat last night. They gonna be mad with the Falcons. I don't give a fuck.
No. Hold on. No, don't get too head of us. Don't get too head. We gonna get that.
We gotta save that little. We gotta save that piece right there, boys. So let's save that one for a little bit later.
Yeah.
We get where you're going with that though.
Yeah.
But
we know that. See, this what happens. This what happens when you have common sense involved, and there's abundance of common sense. We have to pull back. We have to pull back. They ain't ready for that conversation yet. We gonna say we too conversation. Say we too. Say we too.
Go
Breathe. We know your SUV towing ass, goddamn. We know it.
Mm-hmm.
We know it. We know it.
All right, what you got, Case Down?
Okay, so kind of piggybacking on what LT is saying too, it kind of leads me to a question that I kind of ask myself, that I've been asking myself the more that I've looked into all this talk. Are people are certain Falcon fans, media, and football fans are actually afraid that the Falcons may actually exceed expectations?
Yep.
Because the first thing, go ahead. What you say?
No, because I wanted to clear up one thing before. The reason why I started the show with that is because there's a misconception when we talk about teams and how they're built. I think there's a severe lack of not only common sense, but there is a missing ingredient in there that a lot of people aren't focused on. One of the biggest issues with this past regime is that you had everybody with a bunch of floating pieces that didn't build a scheme. Dan Quinn isn't the architect of the cover three. He learned that from somebody. So it wasn't his scheme. And that's the reason why I brought up Pete Carmichael. This is not his scheme. It was Drew Brees and it was Sean Payton's scheme. And I think, like I said, this is the reason why I wanted to focus on that, is because you got a bunch of players, coaches there that is essentially trying to teach somebody else's scheme. That's a major problem. Gus Bradley is another one that was a part of that tree. All these guys have failed because they're not teaching their own scheme. They're teaching something that someone else built. And I think when you look at the not only the I'll just stay with the Saints, the Falcons. The difference between these guys, and I think there's going to be a major issue and a concern for the Saints, is that they're teaching Sean Payton's vision. So when it comes down to the crucial situations and third down, fourth quarter, going into the second quarter, a 4-minute offense where you got to get you got to get those points quick. That's what Sean Payton was great at. The 4 minutes offense, the 2-minute offense, hurrying up and calling the right plays. So if people Carmichael going to be able to do that type of stuff, like I said, this is not his scheme. I can't teach K-Styles' channel. Only K-Styles have a vision to what his channel is. He can tell me what it is, but when it comes down to it, I can't run his channel the way he runs it. Look, I got a certain style of videos I rent and I teach at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So nobody can duplicate what I do on this channel. Nobody can duplicate what Smitty do on his and how LT run his spaces. It's how we do it. And when he's not there, it doesn't run the same. So nobody in the Saints fan base can tell me that they aren't concerned when you literally got two Hall of Famers that are no longer there. That's the issue. That's a major issue.
You can't duplicate 95%.
It's almost it was just like Kyle Shanahan. We brought in two offensive coordinators to try to replicate what he did. How did that bowl for us?
Hold on, wait a minute. I had to spray the stank off of that too. Yeah, I had to spray the stank off. It did nothing for us.
And like I said, I think that's the issue. They're totally neglecting the fact that this is not Pete Carmichael's system. He was in San Diego with Drew Brees. He was brought there. So he didn't follow Sean Payton everywhere he went. He was there because of Drew Brees. Drew Brees is no longer there. Again, that's the issue. Dean Pease, this is his defense, his vision. Arthur Smith, this is his offense, this is his vision. So I think there's a major concern when he talk about both teams. Arthur knows how and when to make those decisions because it's his team, it's his vision. This is one of the main reasons why we already talked about with the guy that everybody wanted here in Atlanta as a head coach, Eric Bieniemy. Why hasn't he gotten a job?
It's the same exact situation.
Mm-hmm. You're trying to hire guys to be Andy Reid when they're not Andy Reid. You're not going to get an Andy Reid. You know, Chicago thought they was going to get an Andy Reid offense when they hired what's his name? Matt what's the dude?
Matt Nagy.
Matt Nagy. They thought they were going to get that type of offense, but they didn't get it. You can't you're not going to get that from that. So I said that's why I said I'm not saying that the Saints are going to suck, but there is going to be a transitional period for both sides of the ball.
Here's the absolute dysfunction of what I call the dismissal, disillusion. You have two of your major skill position players coming off of major knee surgery. Major knee surgery, ladies and gentlemen. James, and see, here's another misconception. All right. A lot of people think that we don't have an appreciation for the skill set of Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is a good quarterback without a great coach.
Say that again.
Say that one more time.
Jameis Winston is a good quarterback without a great coach. Jameis Winston is Brett Favre with Jerry Glanville. you don't hear me. You don't hear me. You don't hear me.
I don't.
But just tell him to grab the old baby next time you go. People think it's a game. People think it's a game. You don't understand how it gets recognized as the unholy because see, you get intelligence on another level. See, I have paid attention to a lot. Jameis Winston is a good quarterback without a great coach.
And if you don't,
we've seen this movie before. We've seen this movie before.
I don't say him. Let me bring it home for a lot of people that don't understand what he's saying. It's like having a pit bull and he's untrained versus a pit bull that's trained. Jameis Winston is a pit bull that is untrained. He's
that
no
could be a Hall of Famer.
You don't have that guy in Sean Payton who's gonna hold him back a little bit. Hold him back a little bit. All right, you're doing a little bit too much. Let's check the ball down here. You don't have that type of coach to do that. What you got, K-Star?
What I was about to say is I'm glad the OG went that route as far as saying that because what Sean Payton brought to the Saints not necessarily was the play calling. And y'all said it before. I just want to reiterate it again. In order to be a good to great coach, you have to know situation. You have to have situational awareness. Now,
and he was taught by the best. Bill Parcells.
Right.
He was taught by the best.
Right.
He was taught by one of the greatest assholes in coaching history. That's why Sean Payton is an asshole. Bill Parcells is one of the greatest NFL assholes in NFL history.
Right. See,
now the difference. See, all right. Bill Belichick, he's an asshole on a different level because he learned from who?
Bill Parcells. So
are we teaching or are we learning?
We doing both, man. This is how it works over here, man. We crazy as hell, but underneath all that craziness, our brains work.
Mike, I'm having one of them moments. Mike, you
can't. I don't know why. I think we all can see that right.
Mm-hmm. See, they get ignorant, they get beside themselves, and they don't understand what did I say a long time ago, Mike? This is a conglomerate. It's a conglomerate.
Right.
I try to keep you, CEO status. Let me. LT, see, we have information on the bounds. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it, man. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it, man. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. And we do this every day. Every day.
This is damn near everyday conversation
this
between
is
all
every
of us.
Day.
So
every day.
So, like I said, when we looking at that situation and we looking at Saints fans like that's putting that expectation on. Let me get this out the way right quick, OG. See, this is why I say sometimes you don't want to build yourself up
when you ain't ready.
It's setting yourself up for that long fall down. And what I mean by that too is
fools go.
We said it before. And the mantra of this season is 2-15 for a reason. If you saw the thumbnail that came to this stream, that was symbolic for a reason. While the Saints are looking down at the Falcons are looking up at the Falcon player looking up at the Saints like, okay, we coming for you. If you look down, you can't see what's ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with all this attention at the Saints, and I was about to say, have you noticed the Saints have been paying a lot of close attention and talking a lot about the Falcons, but the Falcons have not been doing such.
Nah, they have not. They've been focused on themselves.
Exactly. Because, like you said, the 2-15 jokes, the worst team in the NFL. We need the tank for 2023 talk.
For fucking CJ Stroud, get on my goddamn nerves.
for CJ Stroud and Bryce Young. Like I said, we haven't even started. LT said it before. We haven't even played a game yet. And we already got all these narratives surrounding the Falcons. Why they, like I said, you're playing exactly what we want y'all to do. We want y'all to think of us as this bad. Because guess what happens? Guess what happens? Falcons win. You throw there is no excuses. You lost to the worst team in football. Zero Power here with the 499 super chat said James Winston should not need a great coach if he's good enough to improve himself. But at this point in his career, he needs that great coach.
Let me. Jesus Christ.
Go ahead.
No disrespect to Zero Power, but this is one pile of shit right here. I just gotta say this. I apologize, but this is such a
the mitigated gall.
The mitigated gall, because we're talking about, look, there's no such thing as too much coaching. Okay, there's no such thing as too much knowledge. There's no such thing as all right, you learned everything that you need to learn, so you can't learn anymore. No such thing. You're always going to be learning things, whether you're 20, you're 2, all the way to 922. Okay, you're still going to be learning something. The world continues to evolve. The game continues to evolve. People have certain twerks to the offenses that you're going to continue to learn. Drew Brees is a perfect example of this. He went from a team with the Chargers. They did not. The system didn't fit around him. So guess what? He goes to New Orleans and becomes a Hall of Famer. He wasn't a Hall of Famer with the Chargers. In fact, he was almost out of the league, becoming one of what? Maybe a backup. I think he had to fight. I think the Dolphins at one point, I think they wanted to sign him. I think it was like a small deal to have him come in and compete for the starting job. So it's not so much that it's not so much that these players, he's good enough. Like Matt Ryan, another Frank Wright, Tom Brady, all right? He went to Tampa Bay. Nobody say that Tom Brady is good enough without a great coach. He went from one great coach to another great coach. And Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians is the one who helped develop Peyton Manning. So he knew how to get him in a position to conform an offense around him. He knew exactly what he was doing. So Jameis Winston and any other coach, or any other player needs coaching.
Exactly. My bad, y'all. I'm just looking at some stuff right here. But like I was saying before, you've literally fallen into the hands of where, as for me as a Falcon fan, where I want y'all to be at. I want y'all to think so highly of yourselves. Because like I said before, ain't no excuses when I'ma say it, when you lose, when the Saints lose, there's no excuses. Am I right? Worst team in football, 2-15. No quarterback, so they're bad. No star players, so they're bad.
Oh, my bad. Do you think? Go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
No, but that's why that's all I wanted to say. So Saints lose. I better not hear not now excuse about such and such ain't played or we ain't got this or nothing, because even when you don't have it, the Falcons are still the worst team in football. So you can big yourself up like you doing, but I wonder if a loss, like I said, I wonder if they're knowing that the Falcons are in a situation now where it's really of an unknown commodity. You've had Matt Ryan for 14 years, so you knew what they was going to do with that. Cam Jordan knew, okay, he was a statue in the pocket. Now you have a whole nother face under center and a whole nother skill set that you have to deal with. You keep, like I said, you hear them keep barking and chomping at the bits and stuff to intimidate Falcon fans from having hope. Hell, Falcon fans are even doing that right now. And the problem is nobody's taking the bait. We're actually embracing it, and it scares them. All right, I'm done on that. What you got on that, Sam?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, real dirty birds of all ages. See, Mike coined the phrase, we doing facts, figures, and all statistics. No spoilers. We've told you for a long time. Change is happening now. Man, you know, what's about to happen Sunday at 1 o'clock? Yeah, I'm eating noodles. It's not going to be any surprise to any of the four individuals that are on your screen. It's not. It's not going to be a surprise to any of the 25 or so other individuals that are involved in this conglomerate. Because we told you. Tried to told you. Yeah, I'm enjoying my nose.
That boy said that's how the Falcons gonna do the Saints on Sunday.
Boy, greasy. Gonna eat good. Listen, the last time I saw that young man named Deion Jones with the expression on his face he's had on his face all week, that way, we was in the Super Bowl. I'm just observing body language.
Well, Deion not playing, is he?
Nah, he's not playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
He may not be playing, but that mentality.
As one of the leaders on the team, he has to set that tone whether he's on the field or not. And hold on, and Zero Power came with another 199 super chase. I'm still salty. We traded Matt Ryan. LOL.
He said he's salty, or he
said he's salty. He's still salty.
Oh shit.
Look. Can I? May I?
No, Sam. No. I got
no.
I got that. I got
your drunk ass over, your drunk high ass over there eating noodles after this.
Because I already know where he gonna go with this. Look, it ain't gonna stop if Sam take this, so I'm gonna take it. Let me say this. What are you salty for? Change is come. Are you gonna play forever? This is not Madden where you can play for 20 years, and even on Madden, at some point in time, even on the game, that player gonna retire. He gets old, so just get used to it. Gotta stop all this crime, man. Players get old. Players have injuries. Players, at the end of the, like they play decline.
Excuse me.
So I understand that Matt Ryan is arguably the greatest player in this franchise history. But even I can say, in all honesty, Matt Ryan's play did decline. It was a little something off on that deep ball. He didn't necessarily have that touch as far as throwing the ball with heat in the end zone. That's one of the main reasons why we kind of struggled in the end zone, in the red zones, because he couldn't, all the time without the proper protection, he couldn't plant his foot and get behind it and just throw the ball with all arm like Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't his game. So at the end of the day, he was in decline. And it's time. You can't build a team if you're playing everybody $50 million. If you're paying everybody max money, he's not going to be here. You can't build a future. Stop holding on to the past. This is the reason why we say the same thing to Mike Vick supporters. He's gone. The man about 42 years old. He's not coming back. Just get over it. You can appreciate him, but like Arthur Blank understands that you cannot continue to build a franchise, and you cannot have a winning franchise if you focus on one player. You gotta move on and you gotta change. And this like I said before. This is what the Steelers understand. And right now, the Ravens about to do it to Lamar Jackson if he don't keep his shit straight. That's a whole other topic.
I want to get into that right quick.
We can get into that.
Well, here's another talking point here in Atlanta Falcon land. So before we get to that talking point, all we saying, what we're going to end it off here is they say going to beat them Saints. You tell their asses the Falcons about to whoop that ass.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't want to get into this shit.
But yeah, let's get into that talk. Y'all want to get into that talking part, or y'all want to kind of get your thoughts on that Thursday night football game debacle first?
It ain't much to get into with that.
Super Bowl hangover. Say about something.
All right, LT, what you got, man?
As far as what? Talking about the Thursday night game?
Well, whichever one you want to start it off with.
The Thursday night game. Let me get these out of the way. Of course, Stafford ain't racist. I don't know why everybody take it as serious. That's number one. Two, he had a bad game. Everybody's subject to have one of those, mainly because your offensive coordinator don't know how to run a damn ball worth a damn. Because when you got a guy like Cam Akers having 3 rushes for 0 yards, and your quarterback passed the rock 41 times in his now 14th NFL season. Yeah. The Rams defense, which I mean, anybody that had a freaking brain knew how to expose Aaron Donald. Run the ball. If your running attack is working, you pretty much done neutralize Aaron Donald. That wasn't no damn secret. I'm for the steal Sam Thunder real quick. How the hell y'all left AJ Terrell off the top 100 list, but y'all had Holiday Hart on there and he was getting toasted?
Right.
Well, sister girl had a bed and breakfast out there, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Thing,
You call them Holiday Heart. You call them this. What they do? What they character name that Wesley Snipes played in that movie? That drag queen
Not
movie?
Tong Wong Fu. Not Tong Wong Fu.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you getting he getting screwed every which way by Stephon Diggs. When they did a post game interview, I ain't see him. I saw a toast. That's exactly what the hell he was. It's just Raheem Morris had that same stupid face he used to make when he was our interim head coach in 2020. Because you still in that same bullshit cover 3, and it's still getting gashed.
And I'm about to say, did anybody look at that Rams defense and saw how familiar that looked?
yeah, it looked exactly like it looked exactly how we were. He was sitting looking at that play sheet like,
Here you go. No, look. No, he got his play sheet on a napkin like this. He like, okay. Yeah, just do that again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, run that play again. It didn't work the first time. It might work this time.
See,
Yeah, it didn't work this time. We gave up 95 yards the first time, so we just gonna give up 105 yards the next time.
right. But yeah, man.
let me say this too, and this I think this is complete bullshit. Because like the reason why I think this complete bullshit is because people got to understand the dynamics of play, game planning. Don't matter if it was Von Miller or Aaron Donald. We just said it. LT just said it. The weakness of Aaron Donald is running the damn ball.
Right.
Cover 3 is not a run stopping formation. Let me repeat that. The cover 3 isn't a run stopping formation. Okay, Style, what is a cover 3?
A cover 3 is essentially a pass defense, which in order for it to be effective, your front 4 has to get pressure and be able to cause havoc on the offensive line. Now, the issue with that is with the cover 3 is you're covering 3 zones in the back. So your underneath is wide the fuck open, especially in the flats. Now, the Rams played 3-4 last year. That's why Von Miller was on the goddamn team. It was a 3-4 team last year. Kind of hybrid mix, such and such.
And he balled out.
Mm-hmm.
And they forgot about that shit last night.
Right.
No, they didn't. That's what I was talking about. They did exactly what the defense allowed them to do.
But
that's what won in the game.
But the issue
you banked on your right tackle to be able to handle Von Miller? Stop it. Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike. You're a better defensive mind than that. Nobody in their right mind leaves that man out there on the island by himself with Von Miller. I don't give a damn if he's 96 years old. Come on, man. What was that man? What was they hoping to happen for that game? They left that man out there on the island. There were 3. There were 3 times. They tipped him with a tight end twice, and they hit him with a running back once. Other than that, they left that tackle out there by himself with a beast that had something to prove. How smart is that on the opening game of the season? How smart is that? And then he even said at halftime, going into the locker room, we got to figure out a way to minimize. And what did you do, Sean? What did you do?
that need to be on a t-shirt. That's a t-shirt right there. What did you do, Sean?
What did you do? Von Miller wrecked your whole goddamn wet dream.
You said made him think about he should have took that Amazon Prime deal. That Thursday night football deal.
Listen. The only see, and then these Falcon fans talking the noise about, oh, we got to be nervous. I'm gonna tell you, the only thing that happened was we saw weakness in those of us that are football fans. We saw something last night. We saw something in the game. Cause y'all gave that boy. What did y'all give Matthew Stafford?
Oh, they gave him. They gave him the GOAT. They put him as one of the GOATs after winning the Super Bowl last year.
What did y'all give him?
Said Hall of Famer, GOAT.
Okay.
One of the best quarterbacks of the last 10, 15
Now, last time I checked, Aaron Donald don't play quarterback. Oh, yeah, we going all the way down. I'm driving the goddamn bus. Aaron Donald don't play quarterback.
Hold on, Sam. Let me say this. If you think that game was about Von Miller, then I don't know what to tell you. They had 7 sacks total.
Right.
They did not relent. Von Miller can't be a pass. Hold on, Sam. Von Miller can't be a pass rusher if you running the ball.
You right, okay.
Hold on, stop. No, ain't no.
Hold on, Sam. Let me finish.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Stop it.
Drive that bus, baby. Drive.
Come on. All right, let me drive it. Von Miller can't be a pass rusher. He can't win one-on-ones if you're running the ball. That's the whole point of having balance. That's the whole point of having running. That's the whole point of having running back. Guess who had 3 carries? Your starting running back had 3 carries. Cooper Kupp had damn near 20 targets. You gotta see what's going on. That's the stuff we're talking about. So we can sit up here and say, Von Miller and company had a good game. Of course they did. But this is the reason why we talk about the cover 3. The cover 3 is all they did all night long was exactly how teams beat the Atlanta Falcons. If you go and look at the game against the Rams-Bills game, it was like every other mobile quarterback that ever played the Falcons under Dan Quinn. All they did was get the ball out quick and use the mobile quarterback to move around and extend plays. That's what you playing right into Josh Allen's hand. So we get we can sit up here and talk about Von Miller and Aaron Donald, but when the game plan favors their strengths, that's when you're gonna see the best out of them. So it's bad coaching. That's bad coaching all the way around. Allen Robinson I think he had 2. The dude had 2 targets.
Hold on, I saw somebody put something on Twitter. I'm mad I didn't do it, but it said something like he ran 50 routes and got targeted twice.
I'm just saying, I just like serving it up on a teacup, so you know what I'm saying, the evil genius himself, man, Mike could take that motherfucker off into another stratosphere.
But let me get this super chat out the way, y'all. Shouts out to the coach, Unchanged. I see Dallas in the same boat as LA with that cover 3. Like it said essentially what it like Mike said. That's the best way to beat the cover 3. is getting the ball out quick.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Ramsey gave up 6 receptions for 124 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's all. That's already one. That's already 1/3 than what he gave up all last year.
Oh my God. That's your top 100 though. That's your top 100 though.
And then I know I know the main people were talking about Stafford still had the injury to the elbow. And why you playing the motherfucker in the first place?
No.
It ain't even that. If you got if he's fresh off elbow surgery, was it on his throwing arm?
If I remember correctly, I think it was. I think it may have been.
So let's just say it was his throwing arm. He had elbow surgery on. Why the fuck would you have him have 41 pass attempts?
Exactly. The Rams ran the ball 17 times last night. And dropped back almost 50 times. He dropped back 50 times, ran the ball 17 times.
Don't that philosophy sound exactly defensively and offensively? That sound exactly.
It sounds very Dirk Cutter-ish, Dan Quinn like, don't you think?
Yeah, they repeated everything the Falcons did.
That
Matt Stafford had the audacity to try to throw another no-look pass that he threw too late and it got intercepted. Like, bro,
you know you ain't right. You know you ain't right.
He was better off throwing that ball cross-eyed instead of trying to throw a no-look pass. At least he'd have hit that bit on target. But we just saying this because that cover 3 that cover 3 does nothing. I repeat, does nothing to an offense if an offense is going to run the ball or the offense is going to get the ball off quick. But y'all won't get into the other one, the quote unquote Lamar Jackson contract situation that most Falcon and some of these Falcon fans are hoping that leads the door to him being a Falcon. Yeah.
Now, seeing as the fact you open that door,
I kicked the door down, so it's hard. We damn near at the end of the show, so all hell can break loose now.
all right. To you fucking rocket scientists, take a seat.
Take a seat.
I'm gonna bring you into the astral world because what you don't understand is, cause see now I'm gonna bring you into my world because you know I didn't like to read. I could read, but I didn't like that shit because it just took up too much of my time. But I could do numbers. I'm a math motherfucker. Yeah.
Hey man, this dude is literally cutting another wrestling promo on y'all asses. See, y'all don't realize what he's doing.
Y'all like running out in the middle of the road, taking pictures, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. We like give you a little information. You have to know what road you on to give directions. You got to know what road you're on to give directions. That means, you know, when you can't, you know, put into your GPS, when you can't, you know, Google. My producer told me that we had to be more intellectual. Instead of busting y'all over the head with the, you know what I'm saying, blind in the truth. We have a coaching staff, ladies and gentlemen. We do. And all of y'all Saints fans, that's what Sean Payton ain't walking into that damn locker room. Drew Brees ain't walking to the locker room. And if you really truly believe that Jameis Winston is going to lead you into a situation where, you know, fresh off of ACL, Michael Thomas, fresh off of MCL, y'all really gonna think this shit gonna work? In a place where there's not a lot that could go right for you Sunday. There's not a lot that could go right for you Sunday. It's just not. It's just not. Y'all out here talking about, oh, y'all 28-3. Excuse me, shut the fuck up. You sit your goofy ass down somewhere and have several seats and sit your wait, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in that corner with that stool, with that hat that says dunce, sit your ass the fuck down and shut the hell up. It's different. It's real different. It's real different. As much as you don't want to believe it is, it's real different. And when Monday roll around this gap, yeah, cause Monday coming. When Monday roll around this gap, yeah, this old ass nigga, and I'm gonna have my homeboy with you. Yeah, Grumpy OG, come Monday. We're gonna tell y'all ass. We told you motherfuckers so. Mike, K, tell these motherfuckers again, goddammit. Tell their ass damn again.
Oh man, Mike, what you got, man? What you got?
Information. I always talk about information all the time, and it doesn't take too long to understand that certain people or certain teams, excuse me, have the least bit of money in the NFL right now. Falcons are literally dead last in cap space. Now, I can't count too well. I wouldn't say I'm Albert Einstein. But if you got the least bit of cap space, how the hell are you going to sign a quarterback to a $300 million contract? Because that's exactly what Lamar is looking for.
Well, you better tell him.
Well, you already have one in Marcus. You have Desmond Ridder. How are we supposed to? How are we supposed to afford Lamar? How are we gonna give? What are we gonna give up for him? How many draft picks we gonna give up for him? How many players you gonna give up for him? Because most of the guys that's on his team right now are on 1 to 2 year contracts. Already with a limited cap space. So like I said before, I don't know where you people are getting this delusion from, and we got to stop listening to these, these fantasy football guys who go around trading players like it's real life. That's not real life. There's no way the Falcons can afford a Lamar Jackson. And like Sky said, we don't need him. I mean, right now, I mean, what good is he doing for his own team? He won an MVP, and they still haven't made it to a Super Bowl.
Could he get to the division round?
So, what does it do for this Atlanta Falcons team to go out and trade all assets for Lamar? What are we getting from him? That's the biggest question that I have out of this entire
thing. Because the cap space for next year is roughly estimated to be about 120 million. Am I correct? 130 million. Am I right?
About 120, about 130. Yeah, somewhere in there.
Okay, so if you're looking at Lamar, that's going to be about 45 million a year. So that's going to put you down to 70 right there in itself. If AJ Terrell had the season like he had last season this year, you're going to have to pay him because you don't want to get that money too high. So you're looking at about another 20 right there. Lindstrom, if you want to keep him around, you're looking at about another 15. So let's do the math. About 45, 21, 16, 20. That's almost $100 million just for those 4 players alone. You get, like he said, you got about 20, 30 players on 1-year deals. So for those 4 players, and to fill up maybe 20 roster spots, you're going to have about $20 million. You talking about great value Falcons? This is going to be government cheese Falcons dealing with this shit. So the aesthetics of a Lamar Jackson is what's captivating a lot of people that want to see him here with Atlanta to relive the days of yesteryear. Let's keep it real. Relive the days of yesteryear. But at what price? Because if he's looking at if he wants 300 million, if he's looking around that ballpark around 300, yeah, you're looking at about 45 to $50 million a year. That's already half the salary. That's already half the cap space for next year.
Because that's what Deshaun has got. He got 250. So you can't tell me he's not looking at least 270. At the very least 270.
Hold on, Cole. I wonder what's Russ making after. What's Russ making after that extension he got?
I believe 230. I think he got like 230. I'm not mistaken.
About 240. It was like 245.
Something like that.
Let me see. Contract. 5 years, 242. Let me see. Because I don't want to be looking at Sports Track and they tell me the wrong stuff. So once 2024 hits, Russ gonna be making about $40-something million a year. And his last year is gonna be at 50. You ain't building a team with that.
Yeah, you better have a team already in place by the time he gets paid.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, what they got like 2 years to build a team, or they screwed.
Mm-hmm. Because Russell's gonna be making $2 million from what the Sports Track website says is $2 million this year, $8 million next year, $17 million in 2024, and then 2025 he's gonna make 37. They got a potential out in 2026, but it's gonna be a $32 million dead cap hit.
And I know quite a few people are asking us why are we entertaining this. This is just, the business. Things like this have to be addressed because a lot of people don't understand, the essence of the salary cap and what teams have to deal with. Just because you have a bunch of picks, let's just say they had 15 picks. How are they going to afford those picks? We end up trading. Let's just say we trade for, you trade a couple of guys. You're still going to have to sign those guys. And if you like the Atlanta Falcons and you had to get rid of a few guys to even get some salary cap back, you're not going to have enough money to even sign them. So those draft picks are essentially worthless. So there's the reason why we take time and break this stuff down is because a lot of teams like the Atlanta Falcons, they don't have an, like right now, even the Texans, they don't have the option to go out and sign guys right now because they don't screwed up their salary cap. The Dallas Cowboys, they suffering right now.
They
getting
got
Hallmark
problem.
Cards. Zeke making hell of a crazy amount with D. Lawrence. D. Lawrence is not living up to his potential or his contract, and now they got to make a decision. That's almost what $80 million in 2 players. If they cut those guys, that's a lot of money that they're gonna have in dead cap. So, like I said, this is the reason why we break these things down because, like I said, if you sign these guys like a Josh Allen who got 250 himself, you better have a team already in place. Because if you don't, you're gonna be ass for years. You're gonna be shopping like we did the first year in Arthur, picking up practice squad guys. That's the right there.
And at the rate that Josh Allen's running, this motherfucker might lead the team in rushing, bro. At the rate that he's running right now, he might lead the team in rushing.
And that's dangerous for a quarterback. Like I said, I love Josh Allen's game, but he's a ticking time bomb. I'm telling y'all right now, he's a ticking time bomb. He reminds me so much of Mike Vick. Yes, it was exciting and great to see. But like Mike Vick had a lot of injury issues during that time. He broke ankles, broke legs. He had multiple games where he had a sprained ankle and he couldn't play for 2 games. Why? Because they're doing too much, running every play. So like I said, this is the reason why you gotta, build a team the proper way. The reason why we drafted Matt Sharp is because of that. Mike Vick was unreliable. We couldn't rely on him to stay healthy. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen to Buffalo. They're gonna have to do exactly what we do. They're going to have to invest in a quarterback, and a quarterback is going to have to be exactly like Josh Allen. If their team is going to be, he's going to have that ability to run and throw like him, because that's how that team is built. So, like I said, I like Josh Allen. I think he's one of the, if not, could be, if not already, the face of the NFL. It's trouble.
But LT kind of quiet down there, man. You got You got something you want to? Yes, no, maybe. But just to kind of shed light back to what we pretty much came out here tonight, man. Is it Ghost Pepper said thought Drake London limited in Wednesday's practice injury. Expect that 92.9 talks to weekly states that's a bone bruise that he should be close to 100%. Hoping it's just gamesmanship. I about to say if y'all haven't, or if Arthur Smith hadn't shown y'all right now, we don't damn know what the hell to expect. But the thing is, you don't want to. You don't want to go. There's a thin line between is he 100% or is he not? Do I want to risk playing him here to further injure himself, or do I let him sit the rest up for the next game? Now, we already know if he's close to 100%, he's going to play. His mind, he is the leader. He's going to be the leader of the baby birds. He's going to be one of the new leaders of the baby birds. This is the new era of the Falcons right now. It's the baby birds. And the way that he plays the game is going to be dictating a lot of what the Falcons are willing to do physically. Because as much as we want to run the ball, your wide receivers have to block outside, which Drake London is a willing blocker. Just to see Grabamore try to grab him and he throw Marcus Lattimore off his ass like a wet dog. It's gonna be a You got something you want to say, Sam, before we wrap it up? Mike, LT?
The realization of change is something that people are going to have to come to grips with. You know, no matter what your perception is, we have moved on with life. Arthur Smith, Dean Pease, this culture staff, culture has changed. You want it changed. Embrace the change. Embrace it. Life is different. There is something to look forward to in this team in all aspects, from defense to offense to special team. You wouldn't have to be so negative if you chose to support your team, if you chose to look into what's going on with your team. But when you let everything pass you by and surprising shit happens, that'd be your fault. That part. Okay, Styles.
Hey man.
They gonna miss the boat, man.
Hey man. And that's gonna be a long swim trying to catch that mud too. Like shouts out to Wolf and Bridget. Wolf here said culture has not changed because there is no acceptance. I like that's good words right there. And Bridget said earlier, she said Arthur Smith be scheming and plotting. He gotta play. Man, like we said, this is the bad guy era for a reason, bro. Because they not finna show you no hands or nothing like that. Um, I'm trying to figure out what I want to say tonight as far as giving the final word. Um, okay, here it goes. Part 5: Unconventional Warfare in the 33 Strategies of War is weave a seamless blend of fact and fiction. Y'all know what that pretty much means is you leave them damn confused, make them overthink themselves. Because if you're more worried about if this is true or not true, true or not true, it go back to what Sam just said. You already missed the boat. You see how that just rolled right into it. So when you're looking at these Falcons Sunday, you have to go into a mindset of these guys have nothing to lose. These guys are playing for next year. These guys are trying to make an impression. These guys are trying to prove people wrong. Like I said, we've heard it all off season. No Matt Ryan, y'all ain't shit. No Julio, y'all ain't shit. Calvin Ridley, with no Calvin Ridley, y'all ain't shit. Y'all gonna be 2-15. You're the worst team in the NFL. You got Marcus Mariota, who's graded as the worst starting quarterback in the NFL. You got one of the worst defenses in the NFL. Like I said, we've heard it all. You think these guys don't hear it? Why the hell you think you haven't seen Grady Jarrett cracking jokes and smiling and giggling and shit? He's heard that. Deion Jones had to literally find out the day that he came back that there was rumors about him getting traded. To an average guy like any of us up here, that's gonna piss us off. If I'm coming into a situation where I'm thinking everything is good, and then at the last minute, as soon as I show up, oh yeah, you know they thought they was talking about firing you because you miscounted 5 pennies in the cash register. Really, nigga? We fired. Really? They could have told me that. About to say, I didn't hear nothing from that. Come to find out, it's just a rumor from a damn reporter that want to sow seeds into getting people to not be optimistic about the Falcons. So these guys see your 2-15 jokes. These guys see the you ain't shit jokes. Hey, that's perfectly fine. A wounded animal is most dangerous when backed up against a corner. These guys ain't wounded, but you've wounded their egos. Dean P said it in one of his press conferences. You keep telling the guy that he's not good. A weak-minded person is going to believe it and not perform to the best of his capabilities. A strong individual going to look at that and want to prove you wrong. So, I leave off with that and saying Falcons win by 3. I don't know the damn score. I'm just going to keep it like that. Fellas, anything else? Oh Lord. This is how we know we getting too real or we getting very positive. You see what's in the chat.
It happens all the time. We good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, looking at this comment right here, yes.
Mm-hmm.
When you're playing the worst team in the league, you're gonna get one of two things. You either beat them because they're the Falcons, or if you lose, is how the hell did you lose to the Falcons? Do you want to be in a position in that? You want that position? That's like you as a dude going down to LA Fitness and you have to guard a female basketball player. What happens when you guard a female basketball player? You block the shot or play defense. What they tell you? Oh man, that's a girl, man. You ain't gotta play her like that. But once she cross your ankles up and hit the James Harden step back in your face, they're like, damn, how the hell you get beat by that woman like that?
Mm-hmm.
But shout out to Blackberry with the $5 super chat. He said, cool that. But but like I said, the Saints fans are scared.
Mm-hmm.
They scared. They scared because they don't know. It's like I said, it's unknown territory to know that you ain't sacking Matt Ryan 3-4 times a game. Their biggest chihuahua is not on their defense no more. Charlie, wherever the hell Gardner Johnson is, he one of the biggest shit talkers they got on that defense. He's not there no more. That defense ran off of mind games.
Mm-hmm.
So, Saints, be very afraid. Be very afraid. Because if you lose to the worst team in football, week 1, I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear anything about no Sean Payton. Because from what y'all told us, Sean Payton was replaceable. I don't want to hear nothing about Drew Brees ain't being there. From what I heard from y'all, Drew Brees was replaceable. And Jameis Winston could do the job. Well, we got young receivers and stuff like that. I don't want to hear that. Y'all said 3 receivers. Y'all going to be more explosive offense. So, at the end of the day, people, red and black, Falcons, as we always say here with the Unholy Alliance, we ain't here to play. We here to stay.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got to go home.
But you got to get the hell up out of here.
Deuces.